What's going on? So I'm on my lunch break at work and I got a little time to kill. I figured I'd do a little bit of a different format of a video and talk about some of the updates and requests that I personally have with Bandai for Dokkan Battle. As much as I love Dokkan Battle, and I'm sure everybody's the same way, there are certain things that you would like to be either changed or updated or, added into the game. So I'm going to cover some of the stuff that I personally would like to see included in the game, and that for me it would add value to it to make me play longer, so to speak. So I'm going to start off and just kind of start talking about it. But number one, hands down, one of the major updates I'd like for them to make is to update their friends list format. It's just a pain in the ass to have to keep scrolling down to look for either a specific friend or a guest. Like, honestly, if they, the initial option is to either pick a friend or a guest, and then if you want to pick a friend, you can scroll through all your friends list and pick whichever one for an unlimited amount of times, per day. I think that would add a lot of value to the game, and it would kind of optimize having to, keep scrolling or whatever. In terms of guests, yeah, they should keep that function, but you should still be able to pick any friend you want for whatever amount of times you want. So that's my number one update that I would like Bandai to make for the game. Number two, I want, categories for certain events, like the potential orbs or even the awakening medals. They need to include some sort of category to where you can get more orbs as a reward, or more awakening medals as part of fulfilling that category criteria. For example, let's say for the potential orbs or awakening medals, you have to go with a type advantage mono team or something. Something to make it a little bit more difficult in order to get the additional rewards. But right now, they're not giving out enough orbs or even medals to for each run. I think with the three times a day limit, they need to increase the amount of rewards they give out for those events. So that's something I'd like to see on there also. Number three, I would definitely like to see included voiceovers within the super attacks. I think honestly it would be more badass, and the essays would be kind of more enjoyable to watch if they included the actual voices from the characters doing the special attacks. Now, I did do kind of like a video a while back where I layered in audio from the anime into the essay, so I'll put it at the very end and also put it in the video description. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are trying to figure out what I'm talking about, you'll see an example of that. And I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. I think it would just add value by including, the actual voices of the characters into the essay. All right, number four. I'm not really sure about this, but it'd be kind of a cool idea. Have a guaranteed LR banner at least, once, or not even at least, but just have it like once or twice a year. That way it's not too often, and the LRs aren't going to be flying left and right into players' deck. But I think what'd be good about this is, especially for the free-to-play players, I think there's that disadvantage that they have with not being able to pull an LR character and go through events or whatever. I mean, personally, I haven't even been able to pull one off of the summons, so I think it'd be great to at least just have it once a year, at the very least. Have one LR guaranteed banner, just one multi-summon, that's it. That's the only it's only a one-time deal once a year. I think honestly it's not going to be it's going to be a pretty rare event, so I think it wouldn't really impact Bandai's revenue or sales by any means. So I think it would actually kind of help the players out a lot, and that's something I'd like to see. Alright, so last thing I would like, for maybe Bandai to implement, this is kind of like a stretch, but it would kind of be cool to see this. So um, basically, what I would like to see is for Bandai and the developers to kind of hold a contest to where the winner gets to create a new card in the game. All right, so obviously whoever wins is going to be able to pick whichever character within the Dragon Ball universe that they want the card to be built, but also have a say in what kind of stats and leader skills that card will have. Now, obviously, whoever wins and gets to do this will have to be reasonable with what kind of leader stats we're talking about, but at the same time, the developers are going to be the ones that make the final decision on what the stats and passives and whatever are going to be for that unit. I think that's going to be a really good idea to increase engagement with their audience, which is us. I mean, the players basically. I think it'll create more of a relationship with the developers and Bandai itself, but. I think the other thing is it's going to add different and new ideas instead of just the developers, confined in their box. They're going to have all kinds of new ideas of what kind of leader skills will be cool, what kind of passives would be nice, what kind of stats would be good, that kind of thing. And obviously they'll have to figure out how to conduct the contest and how to draw the winners or whatever, but I think it'd be pretty cool to have that kind of thing. All right, since I talked about all the stuff that I'd like to be seen in the game, I want to talk about stuff that I absolutely do not want to see included in the game in the future. All right, number one, I'm going to start off by saying crossover collaborations with different mangas or animes. I do not want to see that one bit, even though it'd be kind of cool. I think it's going to take away from kind of like the atmosphere and overall experience of the game. I think it's just going to make it too out there to where it's just going to simply put take away from the game, and I think they might end up losing a lot of players because of that. I don't want to see it become, I don't know, diluted like that, I guess, so to speak. So that's one thing I wouldn't want to see. I mean, the only reason why, the Dr. Slump collaboration worked was because it was actually in the manga or comics. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why it worked. They actually did interact with the Dragon Ball universe, so that's kind of why it was appropriate for that. But for other mangas and animes, like, I'm kind of bringing in this example from, Bandai's other game called Shonen Jump Order Collection, which is, they have a shit ton of different characters from, all types of manga from, the Jump comics. That's fine, but I'm kind of worried, they might implement something like that within Dokkan Battle in the future. Hopefully not, and I doubt it'll happen, but, that's kind of one thing I really don't want to see in the game. All right, the other thing is, this is kind of a sticky situation type of deal too, but I don't think the card trading function would be a good idea for the game. I think, honestly, it'd be a great idea to, be able to trade either unwanted or cards that you've already maxed out in the dupe system or whatever, and you keep getting dupes. The ability to kind of trade that for, a different card within, their Baba Shop type of deal. The idea would be great, but I think too many people would abuse the system, especially the re-rollers and all that. So I think it's gonna just end up in a fucking disaster, to be honest. I mean, it might work if, let's say, you make a rank minimum requirement. I don't know, like rank 150 or 200, to where, players that have that account, there's a certain, level of commitment or attachment to that account to where, it's not the re-roller concept. They want to maintain that account and, do that or whatever. So, in addition to that, maybe limit the available characters or cards you can trade it for. Like, in the Baba Shop, have a section for that and kind of limit. I'm thinking similar to, like the Redstone and Bluestone exchanges you can make based off of, Dragonstone purchases. I'm kind of thinking something similar to that. but I'm not really sure if that's something that'll work. You know, it's a great idea, but execution, I'm not sure is going to be done well, and that's the problem I have with that. So, yeah, I mean that's that's kind of overall, you know, stuff I'd like to see, you know, changed up a little bit in the game, and stuff that I definitely don't want to be included in the game in the future. So, I'm sure that, you know, this overlaps with a lot of players because we all play the same game and we love it for what it is, and we know what the problems are with it. But, you know, definitely let me know in the comments section, you know, what kinds of stuff that, you know, you guys want to see in there added, what kinds of stuff you don't want to see added, what kind of changes would be good for the game. You know, just let me know in the comments of what you think would make it a better game. But yeah, I just wanted to cover this and talk about it, you know, do something a little bit different. So, you know, I'll leave it at that. But, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for next time. All right, peace out.